Hello Pisces and welcome to Wild Magnolia Tarot. My name is Maddie and this is your weekly reading for July 26th through August 1st. Quick disclaimer, this is a general reading and cannot possibly resonate with everyone. Take what applies to you and leave the rest. This reading is for this week, however time is an illusion and the future is never set in stone. So these messages may apply now, next week, last week, or never. If you feel this reading isn't for you, you're probably right. Trust your intuition. There are hundreds of wonderful readers on this platform who may have something more attuned to your situation. I cuss sometimes and I'm bad at sugarcoating, but anything I say comes from a place of love and understanding. This is a judgment-free zone. This video is for entertainment purposes only. I am not a doctor, lawyer, physicist, neurologist, dentist, veterinarian, psychologist, or professor of any kind. I'm just a girl with a passion for the tarot, and anything resembling advice is based solely on my opinion and ever-evolving cornucopia of experiences and observations, as well as interpretations of the cards and little bits that may pop into my head intuitively from time to time. If you didn't catch all that, I will also post it in the description below. So, with that out of the way, we'll go ahead and we'll get started with an archetype card for you guys. I already selected it because shuffling these cards is a bitch. You guys got Alethea, and the meaning behind this card is truth. And not just like any truth, but the truth of life, the basic operating principles of the universe, the meaning of life. Like, this is a major part of every person's journey. And for you guys, this is either something that you're beginning to explore and question and investigate, or this is just going to be a major theme for you guys this week or even this month. So now we will go ahead and we'll pull a card to indicate the cosmic energies and influences that may be affecting you guys throughout this week. Cosmic influences on Pisces this week, please. We have fixed moon. Hold your vision. So if there's anything, if you guys have something that you're trying to manifest, for example, and you feel like you've hit a wall, or something's taking longer than you had hoped, or you are kind of trying to figure out what your next steps should be, the advice to you is to, again, hold your vision. Don't throw away your plans. Don't change your plans just because things haven't gone off without a hitch. Keep your eyes on the prize and allow things to occur in their own time. Okay, so we'll go ahead and we'll pull some tarot cards for you guys now. We'll start out getting a little update on material, mental, emotional, and spiritual. Let's get an update for Pisces on the material realm. And this could be money, finances, security, work, career, things of that nature. Okay, so the first card to come out for you guys is the Strength card. In the material position, this could tell me that you may potentially going through a rough time as far as money and finances are concerned, or a rough time at work, and this is really going to require you to be strong and, to hold out in this situation until things kind of start to pan out and things get a little bit better. I relate this as well to the hold your vision, this fixed moon card over here. Okay, things may not be going your way right now. Things may not be going anyway right now. Things may have come to a standstill for you. You just got to hang in there. That's what these cards are telling me right now. Hang in there. What is right will come at the right time. Now let's get a little quick update on your mental status. How's Pisces doing mentally this week? So I have the Six of Zent, which is the Six of Pentacles. To be coming out in the mental position, this tells me that perhaps you may need a little help on the mental level. Maybe you need some advice or potentially therapy if you need to go to therapy. But you need some help sorting out your thoughts, dealing with certain things that may be bothering you or affecting you at this time, and that is perfectly reasonable and acceptable. If you have somebody that you can turn to try to get a little insight on your situation, then I highly recommend you going to that person and talking to them, explaining where you're at, what's going on, and seeing if they have anything to offer you as far as understanding and perhaps any ideas to help you get moving forward again in the right direction. Now we'll see what's going on with you guys on an emotional level. So we have the Eight of Vials and we have the Eight of Vials in reverse. And this tells me that there is something that you're holding on to emotionally that you need to let go of. Because it's hard to tell because I can't get my camera to focus on anything. But in this deck, the cups are cans, right? And so at the bottom of the ground here, there's just all these empty cans. 8 empty cans, right? There's nothing left for you in this situation that this is describing. So if this is a relationship with another person or a friendship or so any kind of situation that affects you on an emotional level, like there's nothing left for you there, and it is time to move on, move forward, away from that situation in search of a new situation, because again, there's nothing left for you. It's all used up. The cups are empty. It's time to move on. And you may have a hard time letting go of this person or this situation because you thought it could be more or you wanted it to be more, and it just, unfortunately, it is not. And it's not right for you. And so the universe is telling you now that in order to move forward in every other aspect of your life, you have to let go of this connection, this situation, this relationship. Whatever this Eight of Cups represents for you, it's time to let it go. And I have a feeling that if this applies to you, you do know exactly what I'm talking about, because you're holding on for dear life and it's holding you back. It's dragging you down. So, easier said than done. I know. Okay, let's see what's going on with Pisces on a spiritual level. What's going on in the spiritual for Pisces? Spiritual development, spiritual evolution. What do we got? Okay, so we have the Eight of Wires in reverse. So again, this is kind of like a stagnation. This could also indicate impatience on your behalf. Where, you know, you really want a lot of growth to happen and you want it to happen now. Like, you know what you want the future to look like. It's just that you don't necessarily understand what it's going to take for you to get there yet. And this kind of goes back to this Eight of Cups in reverse, right? You got 2 eights in reverse here, by the way. So there's just a lot of stuck energy, a lot of stagnation. You're stuck somewhere where you can't move forward from where you're at right now. And until you let go of this right here, this Eight of Wires, this Eight of Wands energy cannot be upright again. You cannot gain momentum. You cannot start moving forward again until you let go of this relationship. So you can be impatient all day long and you can make impulsive decisions all you want. It's still not going to take you where you need to go unless you first let go of that which is holding you back, that which no longer serves you. Let's see if we can get one more card indicating just generally the situation that you guys will be dealing with this week. Get a card indicating the situation for Pisces this week. I just keep throwing cards on the floor, you guys. Alright, I've got the Seven of Vials here. That is the card that I didn't throw, so I think that's the one we're going to keep. Seven of Vials, also the Seven of Cups. Many different cups, many different relationships or connections being offered to you, or that have been offered to you in the past, and many of them were wrong for you, and perhaps only one of them is right for you, if any at all. So this requires discernment. This requires you to really analyze, you know, what is being offered to you and what good it has to offer you, and whether you have anything good that you can offer in return in that respect. So there's also an element of like illusion and fantasy here where you may not be like approaching your situation from a realistic perspective. Okay, I don't want to say that you're like fully delusional, although for some people they might be. No judgment. My channel is a judgment-free zone. I'm just saying, I don't think it is possible that you are not coming at this from a reasonable or realistic perspective. You may have convinced yourself that certain things are a certain way when they are not. Perhaps you've convinced yourself that, you know, there is a relationship where there may not be a relationship, or that a relationship that is bad for you is actually good for you. And when you get into that mindset, like, no one can tell you otherwise, right? So even if other people can see the truth of the situation around you and they want to help you, until you're willing to recognize and accept that things may not be how you thought they were, then you are, again, going to be stuck in this stagnant energy where you're not going to be able to move forward because you're not recognizing reality as it is. And I am kind of connecting that back to this Aletheia card as well. Like, this is all about you putting in the effort to recognize you know, what the situation really is, what the truth of the situation is, the truth of you and where you're at, and the truth of where everyone else is at around you, and recognizing, you know, the reality of the work that you have to put in to get to where you want to be. As long as you're dishonest with yourself about your situation, where you're at, what you want, what you need, then you can't get what you truly need, and you can't move forward with anything that you want. You can't manifest anything into reality if you are not rooted in reality. So, not me being judgmental in any way. I totally understand. We're all there from time to time. Everybody experiences that, where we really want things to be a certain way, and so we convince ourselves that they are, but just sometimes they're just not. They're not. And so you have to let go of this fantasy that you've created for yourself. You have to let go of, you know, you want something so badly that you just decided that it was, but it may not be. And you have to accept that so that you can move forward. Because when you finally accept how reality actually is, when you finally accept the way things truly are, then you can start moving forward towards manifesting what you want. Because then you're working with like real, tangible, like then you have access to like the energy that's around you and right in front of you because you're recognizing it. I hope that makes sense. So we'll go ahead now and pull a couple cards to see what challenges you guys may encounter this week. Challenges for Pisces this week, please. So I have the Three of Vials, and the Three of Vials is in reverse. So this has to do with friendship, or some kind of celebration or get together, or time spending with friends, time spending with somebody that you have a relationship with. These may not be, well, for this to be coming out in the challenge position, first of all, these may not be the most healthy relationships, or the relationships may just not be what you think they are. So do a little bit of analysis on your relationships and your approach to these relationships, and try to figure out, like, are these healthy relationships? Are they not healthy relationships? I do think that this ties back into the Seven of Vials here, where it's like you may have some relationships that are not, well, first of all, that aren't healthy, but second of all, that are, you know, based on lies, potentially. Not true for everybody, but if that resonates with you, then, you know, really think about that. Think about the relationships and friendships that you have with other people, and whether or not they're rooted in something good and healthy, or something else. What other challenge might Pisces encounter this week? Okay, so again, we've got the Apprentice of Vials. I mean, we don't have this card again specifically, but we have more cups. Okay, we have more cups energy in the challenge position. And I kind of see this as indicating that, you know, you may struggle with wishful thinking. You're going to have a really hard time, potentially, accepting the truth of your situation. That's going to be your biggest challenge this week. And so you really have to evaluate why that is. Is it because you're afraid of having hurt feelings? Is it because you're afraid of feeling like you're alone, or that you have no friends, or that your relationships aren't real? Because it's probably not the case that your whole life is a lie. It's just certain things that you have to accept are not what you think they are. Probably specifically relationships with other people, because there's so many cup cards on the table this far. And we go back up here to this this Strength card. Okay, this came out in the material position, but it really does apply to the whole reading. Like, you have to be strong in this process. If you truly want to understand reality, if you want to have a good grasp on the truth of your situation, the truth of your life, then you have to be strong enough to accept a truth that you don't like. And that's just a fact. Like, that's just it. There's no softening that up. There's no sugarcoating it. There's no easing the blow. Like, sometimes shit sucks and it hurts. Sometimes shit just is not fun, it's not nice, and it doesn't feel good. And you have to face it. And the longer you put it off, the worse it's going to hurt when you finally do come to the realization. You don't want to spend your whole life living a lie simply to avoid, one day of bad feelings, okay? Or to avoid having to accept one thing that makes you uncomfortable. You have to be strong if you want truth. If you want to move forward, if you want to manifest whatever it is, whatever your vision is, then that all starts in truth and reality and being honest with yourself. So it's very important right now, and I know that that is way easier said than done, but I think that you'll find that it's actually quite freeing for you to be operating from, you know, a place of clarity and understanding as opposed to a world of fantasy that you've created, because you can only, you know, when you live in your own fantasy, your own imagination, you can only create what you can imagine. But I think, it's my opinion, that while imagination is great and can be go as far and wide as whatever, I still think that the universe has so much more to offer than anything that we could ever imagine, anything that we could ever, you know, convince ourselves is real. Like, there's just so much more out there, and you really shut yourself off to what's available if you refuse to operate in reality. So I hope you don't feel like I'm yelling at you, because I'm not, and nor am I judging you. But if this applies to you, if this resonates with you, then, you know, it's time. It's time to let go of whatever, you know, whatever you've been trying to hang on to, whatever idea, whatever lie, or whatever illusion you've been clinging to. It is really just time to let it go, because there's so much more available to you, and you deserve a better life. You deserve more than that. Okay, so all that being said, I will now go ahead and I'll draw a couple cards for you guys. What advantages you guys have at your disposal this week? Any advantages that Pisces has this week to get through this process, this situation? Okay, so we have the Five of Zent, but it is in reverse. So this is a, if there is any kind of lack consciousness or lack energy that you're experiencing at this time, whether it have to do with money or the material or anything of that sort, like, this is kind of leaving your life, I guess, at the moment. So if you're worried about resources, or having enough of something, or having enough money, or whatever the case, then this kind of indicates to me that for some of you, like, you're not going to need to worry about resources or meeting your basic needs while you work through this process. At the very least, your basic needs will be met, and you can rest, right, a little bit without having to worry about everything that you don't have. I get one more advantage for Pisces this week. We have the Four of Vials, the Four of Cups. Okay, so this is, you're going to be able to take some time to yourself to really think and evaluate and analyze. And I would take advantage of that. You may, because of what I see on the table so far, you may have a hard time being with yourself, being alone. But it is very necessary for growth and understanding. You don't want to base everything on the opinions of somebody else. Okay, you really want to be coming from your own experience. Okay, this is a very personal journey for you, and this truth that you're after is, you know, this is your truth. No one can tell you the truth. You have to find it. Okay, so you need to take time to yourself, and kind of block out the influences of other people around you in order to start to move towards finding your truth. So this being in the advantage position indicates to me that you're going to get a chance to have some alone time and sort yourself out and really sit and reflect and evaluate what is going on in your life right now, and start to, like, kind of get a feel for what is real, what is not, and what it is that you truly know at this point, and what you could use more clarity on. So the next card that I pull for you guys is just going to be a card indicating to us what the major lesson is for you guys this week. What is the lesson for Pisces this week, the week of July 26th through August 1st? Okay. So I actually got two cards that came out for the lesson. We have the Magician, upright, and then alongside the Magician came the Sun. Two major arcana cards, okay? So this is about your ability to manifest things into reality, and your ability to feel and experience happiness on the deepest level. It's also, the Sun to me is also illumination, okay? So illuminating truth, right? So the lesson for you guys this week is no small task. But what you need to take from this, from what I can see, for those of you that this resonates with, is that your ability to manifest is directly tied to your understanding of truth. And so if nothing else motivates you to seek out that truth, then, just keep in mind that if you want to create the life that you want, that can make you happy, then you have to be willing to face the truth, and illuminate anything that lies in darkness or unclarity in your life, so that you can really just be strong in your own truth and know that you know exactly where you stand, where other people stand, how things are, and then you can change it because you know what's going on and you have that awareness. So again, I know I probably said this 100 times already. Easier said than done. I do understand that. But it is very important. This may be a very big week for you guys. So I'll go ahead now and I will pull a card for past influences. Anything from the past that may be influencing you guys this week. Okay, so we have Nyx, the Enchantress of the Night. Secrets, vigilance, and subterfuge. So, perhaps there are some secrets that you have left in the past that have never been addressed or illuminated that may be coming up for you this week. That kind of does flow pretty well with everything that we've seen on here so far. So this could be secrets of somebody else's secrets. These could be your secrets that are going to be coming up, that you have to shine light on and fully recognize in order to move forward. Next card that I'm going to pull a card for what is going on in your subconscious this week. So what's going on in the subconscious for Pisces? Let's go in the subconscious for Pisces this week, please. So I got 2 cards that came out. We have knowledge and wisdom. So, well, the tooth. But the tooth is wisdom. Sorry. Deep down in your subconscious, you know what you need to do to get to the next level, to get to this truth. Like, you are very aware on some level that the only way forward is through knowledge and wisdom. And I think that really for you guys is probably just fear. Fear that's holding you back, fear that's getting in your way, and fear that's motivating you to keep living in a misunderstanding of your reality. So that's where, again, the strength card comes in. You have to be able to face your fear and move through it and not let it control you and hold you back. So next card I'm going to pull is going to represent the kinds of energies that you may be attracting towards yourself this week. What kind of energy is Pisces attracting this week? We have the Crow, okay? Mystery and magic. So are you going to open your mind enough to let this in, right? To explore the mystery and the magic that is available to you. This is kind of backing up what I was saying earlier. Like, no matter what your brain can imagine and conjure up for you, whatever reality you could create for yourself in your mind can't even touch the scope of what could possibly even be real. You know what I mean? If that makes sense. Like, there's just so many things that are possible. Like, anything is possible. Anything is possible. I mean, there's so much we don't know. We can't even know what we don't know. But we'll never know what we don't know if our minds are not open to it. So if what you're afraid of is that you'll find that the truth is that life is boring and meaningless, right? But that is not true. That is far from the truth. Life is mysterious and magical, okay? And once you open yourself up to that, it's like clear sailing ahead from there, if that makes sense. Okay. So now I'm just going to pull a card for you guys, something that you can let go of this week that will make this process easier for you. What can Pisces let go of this week? All right, so we have the future. So for this to be something that you need to let go of, then I think that this is your preconceived idea of what the future will look like or what it should be. And this just is taking us right back to, you having an open mind and being open to the wide array of possibilities that exist for you as you move forward. There is security in being able to plan ahead. There's safety in knowing your future to an extent, at least emotionally or mentally. But once you're able to let go of what you think is and can be, then you will really find out what is available to you in this universe. So now we will go ahead and I'm going to pull a couple cards for strengths that you have already that you can use to get through this process this week as well. So what strengths that you already have? I don't know if I already said that. My brain's tripping. My brain is tripping. All right, Pisces, we have elegance. I kind of equate this to grace as well. Being able to take everything that you've learned and experienced in stride and apply it to your life positively and elegantly. Okay, there's an element of like not fighting the process, but just flowing with it. Flowing with the experience of illuminating truth and flowing with it. I feel like I'm repeating myself a lot. I apologize. And then we have magnificence. So your strengths are elegance and magnificence. And I truly do believe this. You are magnificent. You are unique. This beautiful creature of mystery and magic, right? Like the crow. But it goes to waste if you choose not to live in truth and understanding. But the fact that we're even talking about this in this reading tells me that you do want that. And you're working very hard to get it. And it's just a little hump that you have to get over that is your fear. It feels big. But once you get past it, once you start moving through your fears and facing them, or at the very least just deciding that you don't want them to control you anymore, right? That's when your magnificence can shine. And you can really like put yourself out there without, the fear of what could happen if you do. Fear of vulnerability, right? Because I have a feeling that once you do start getting rolling in this journey of yours and you start moving forward, you may catch a lot of eyes, or you may receive a lot of attention, attract a lot of different energies towards you. Okay, it's kind of like it's like turning on, everybody has their light. Everybody has an inner light. And once you choose truth over fantasy and comfort, it's like you're switching on that light. And that to me is what this element of magnificence means in this reading. But it could mean something different to you, and I do encourage you to use your own, follow your own heart on that one. So now I will pull a couple of cards to get some advice for you guys. Some advice for Pisces for this week. What do we got for Pisces? So we got the solar plexus chakra. So you may have a blockage in the solar plexus chakra, or just in general, pay some attention to that. It's located like right underneath the chest bone. Is that what that's called? The sternum. The sternum. And it is yellow. So if you feel that may be an issue, or you may have a blockage there, I believe that this has a lot to do with like confidence and sense of self as well. So, color therapy may be very helpful to you, surrounding yourself in yellow for a little while, meditating with yellow crystals, just meditating on the solar plexus chakra and clearing it using visualization techniques. There are tracks on YouTube that are like, I think they're called binaural beats, where they resonate at the frequency of whichever chakra it is that you're looking for. Like there's one for every chakra, and then there's multiple for every chakra, but listening to that and doing meditations while listening to that could be very helpful, or playing it while you sleep. So actually I don't know about the playing it while you sleep thing, because some of those I've played while I was sleeping and I woke up with like a horrible migraine, so maybe don't try that. But working on your solar plexus chakra, that may be very helpful to you in this process. Let's see what else we've got. One more card of advice for Pisces, please. One more card of... Oh, threw him on the floor again. Okay, so sea creatures. Immersion. And the creatures are immersed in water. So, if I were to apply that practically in this situation, I would say that the advice there maybe... Oh, and actually a second one fell out too, so I'm going to go ahead and keep it north. And it says solitude, which you can't read because my camera won't focus. Immersion and solitude. This to me definitely indicates spending a lot of time in solitude, meditating, and immersing yourself in your own emotions, right? The water energy, intuition, the subconscious, really digging deep into yourself, into your subconscious or unconscious self in order to find, you know, where you're getting blocked, where your issues are at, where you're having difficulty getting past, because that is probably going to open up a lot for you in the process of seeking out your personal truth. Because you can take in information from anywhere, from other human beings, from the internet, from books that you read, but it's all got to go through a filter in your brain before it gets completely processed. And so you need to like really kind of clear out that filter of your brain, or analyze like what gets in the way of you fully taking in and understanding information, or how a different way for you to perceive wisdom and information coming into you at this time. So I'll just pull 2 more cards for you guys from the Linnerman deck, just our best possible outcome for you guys this week. We have the Coffin. I'm sorry, you guys. I have a 5-year-old, and she does not... You know, you say 5 minutes, and then, like, 5 minutes is a really long time to a 5-year-old, even though I've already... Anyway, we have the Coffin and the Cloud. So there's this death that's occurring, and then this cloud is referring to a lack of clarity. So to me, this is kind of confirmation that you may end this week with a lack of clarity still, but the major changes that you're making are going to be, it is going to make an impact, okay? This death is a good thing. These are good changes that you're beginning to implement, and you are letting go of what you previously believed to be real, or how you know, your old perspective. This indicates a major change taking place, and then the Cloud card following that is just telling me that you're not going to be coming into a new perspective or clarity immediately upon making these changes, but it is coming to you slowly in its own time. You need to take the time to spend in reflection, okay, and meditation before the answers come to you. They won't fall into your lap, unfortunately, but there will be a lot that you realize that you already knew deep down inside of yourself that you ignored, and then there will be a lot that will start to reveal itself to you once you do make these initial most important changes. Okay, so I want to thank you guys for joining me this week. If you enjoyed this reading and it resonated with you, please feel free to like this video and subscribe to my channel. I do apologize for all the interruptions again, but you know, life sometimes it does that. So until next week, you guys take care, and I will see y'all later.